We think of our paths as linear: start, middle, end. But it's those among us who have experienced multiple ends, the sum of their effort and growth threatened by the unexpected, the twists and turns of a storied life. Those people exude resilience, conquer doubt, and stand as a paragon of transformation to their peers. Disaster, be it one that affects an individual or one that takes a toll on a global scale, expands the definition of community and by doing so generates a wave of support. We stand at the crest of this wave, helping stem the tide of downfall. Where ambition's fire still rages, we will quench the impetus that once threatened it. Our industry provides a platform from which people rise. We help prepare for the inconceivable, adapt to the unprecedented, and revivify the fragmented. This night pays homage to the strength you give to the downtrodden and your role you play in their restoration. Welcome to the Mansfield Awards.
Good afternoon and welcome to this special online presentation of the annual Mansfield Awards for Claims Excellence. This is the fourth year of the awards, which are organised by Insurance News and Loss Management Specialists LMI. Our aim was and continues to be to promote an event that recognises the professionalism of people who don't get much acknowledgement when we talk about the industry and its issues. Yet the managers and staff who deal with claims are the key component in the insurance machine. Without you, insurance has no purpose. It's claims professionals who carry forward the concept of utmost good faith that has guided our industry since Lord Mansfield first introduced it into contract law in 1766. Now, 254 years later, we're all facing an incredibly challenging period, with bushfires and hailstorms costing an estimated $5.5 billion in claims so far. And now the COVID-19 crisis, damaging global economies, and on a more personal level, adding to the many challenges you face in meeting the needs of claimants. While COVID-19 has forced us to move from a cocktail event in Sydney to this online environment, it also enables us to reach a larger audience right across Australia. So it's great to have you all with us. And once again, we're delighted to acknowledge the continuing support of iCare and Steadfast as the sponsors of this event. Without them, this wouldn't be possible. Our motives for building the Mansfield Awards have nothing to do with profit, so funds left over after costs continue to benefit disabled orphans in the Indonesian city of Bengkulu, where the story of utmost good faith and insurance had its beginnings. A little bit more about that later on. There are 5 awards recognising claims excellence in personal lines, SME, corporate and specialty. And then, of course, the Gold Mansfield goes to the team that scored highest across the board. I'll leave it to Alan Manning, my friend and co-founder of the Mansfield Awards, to explain how it works. Good luck to all the finalists, and thank you again for joining us.
So since we met last year, we've had a large number of events that have challenged the industry. We've had the bushfires, of course. We've had storms and hailstorms and floods. We've also had COVID-19. And this has impacted so many parts of our business. Now, some insurers and the claims teams have really met this challenge and have really lifted their game and invested in their claims, and it's clearly showing. At the other extreme, we've seen some insurers sort of fail to meet the ever-increasing expectations of their customers. And this has been reflected in the survey results and the AFCA determinations, the results of which are combined to bring these awards tonight. We had over 2,300 responses to our survey this year from a broad range geographically and every other type of cross-section of the community that you could think of to the survey. Our plan is now to share those comments and the survey results and a little bit of other information that may be of use to the insurers, anyone who's interested, to get their own data, to contact us. There'll be an email link below. Just give us a little while to extract the data because there is a lot of information there. It'll take us a bit of time to collate that into a meaningful form, and then we're happy to share it with you.
Speaking on behalf of our first sponsor, Steadfast, Robert Kelly, Managing Director and CEO at Steadfast.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Mansfield Awards for my little presentation in them. I'd just like to say that I'd like to pay homage to the First Nation people, the Gadigal people of the Eora Nation, who are the custodians of this land that I stand upon, and pay respect to the elders past and present, and look forward to the continuing custodianship of this land by the future generations of those people. So thank you. Umbera for days is an interesting term that goes back to the Lord Chief Justice Mansfield, and it really was the tenet that I was taught about when I came into the insurance industry back in 1969. And it basically means that both sides of a contract should do the right thing in the contract, that one side should tell everything they know about it to the other person, and the other person should accept what's told and then explain the contractual obligations. And that was basically how insurance was done, utmost good faith between the parties. And overridingly in all that was, what was the intention of this contract? What did the giver and what did the receiver expect to get out of it? So it's great that we can honour Lord Chief Justice Mansfield in this way by having the awards, but it's important that we put some credence into what these awards mean. The consumer, for the most part, either be as a retail person or as a commercial client, gets a little bit of paper in their hand, and at a time when they are in desperate straits and do nothing about that piece of paper, they have the obligation to make a claim. And the parties are split into two areas, the claimant and the insurer. And sometimes the divergence of what should and shouldn't happen is quite vast. My personal experience in this industry, which goes back many decades, is that most insurers want to do the right thing. But there is a difficulty that's crept in over the past probably 2 decades in my mind, that there is a variation of skill levels, both on the distribution side and also on the insurer side, to actually explain to the consumer what they will get and also to deliver what they should get in the end of a claim. So tonight's an exciting night because we get to recognise insurers that have been judged to be excellent in this particular performance of claims management, payment, and keeping the consumer happy. This is an exciting part of the evening for me because I get to announce the finalists of the 2 categories that fall into the awards. Firstly, on the personal line side of it, the finalists are Allianz, Australian Seniors, Millennium Underwriting Agencies, and RACT.
And the winner for the personal lines category is Allianz Australia. Congratulations to the Allianz team, who continue an outstanding run of wins at the Mansfield Awards. They won the Personal Lines Award in 2017 and 2019, and were a finalist in that category in 2018.
So congratulations to those companies for being recommended and to form themselves into finalists in this really prestigious award. Then on the other side, on the SME property and casualty side, the finalists are Affiliated FM, the Catholic Church Insurances, Hollard Commercial Insurance, and Vero.
And the winner of the SME property and casualty category is Hollard Commercial Insurance. Congratulations to HCI, one of the insurance industry's newest commercial insurers that's making impressive inroads to the market. Brokers aren't easy to please, but the number of votes you carried shows they love what you're doing.
So congratulations again to those companies, and good luck for the winners that may come out of those signs. So thank you very much.
The Amal Mulia Orphanage has become part of the fabric of the Mansfield Awards. The orphanage provides education, support and care to orphan children, some with learning disabilities and some who are disabled. The staff and children embody a spirit of generosity and kindness that is infectious. Here is Steve Manning, CEO of LMI, to share his experiences on his recent visit.
In addition to recognising claims excellence, this not-for-profit event supports a small orphanage in Bengkulu, Indonesia. Only a stone's throw away from Fort Marlborough, the subject of which was at the centre of the all-important case from which the principle of utmost good faith was born, and which insurance as we know it is now based. If you've been lucky enough to attend this event in the past, you'd have undoubtedly heard about this cause and moreover, the very special children who live there. This year, the Mansfield team attended the orphanage to visit these incredible kids who are quickly becoming part of the family, but importantly to carry out the much needed repairs and improvements to the orphanage in a hope to improve the lives of these children who live there. In addition to supplying the usual items and repairs, we wanted to give the children a day they would never forget, a day at an adventure park. Little did we know when organising the day, doing so would require every teacher in the attached school to attend. Now this meant that some 100 students got the day off. Now with 2 children of my own and speaking from recent experience, I sincerely apologise to those children's parents. The day started with anticipation and heaps of excitement. The children and the teachers made their way down the road to the buses that awaited them. The children bundled into the buses with some of the largest smiles you can imagine. After arriving at the park, we made our way to the first activity of the day, a raised obstacle course, which consisted of all manner of challenges, starting with a tightrope and ending with a flying fox. The girls went first and, true to form, absolutely smashed the course, with everyone finishing. Given many of these wonderful kids are legally blind or suffer from Down syndrome, it was all the more impressive. When the girls finished, it was time for the boys to go. None stepped forward. Absolutely crickets. And the girls let the boys have it, with a lot of laughter and even more pointing. Eventually, the boys built up their courage and had a go. And all who attempted it had a ball, spurred on by their friends. Next was the water park. Water slides and swimming. All had fun. Well, maybe not the lifeguard, near having a fit blowing his whistle to clear the bottom of the slide. I swear he almost inhaled it before realising the children were not actually ignoring him. This aside, you couldn't wipe the smiles off the children's faces. At the end of the day, we all made our way back to the buses and back home. Sadly, some of the children became quite upset not wanting the day to end. Luckily, children are the same everywhere, and trust me, bribery works. A promise of another day at the park next time we visit was enough to get them off the bus. Thank you everyone watching today and supporting the Mansfield Awards. Additionally, thank you for taking the time to hear about these wonderful children.
We're delighted to support the Amal Mulia Orphanage in ways that positively influence the future of these children. Thank you for your support.
Speaking on behalf of our second sponsor, iCare, John Nagel, CEO and Managing Director at iCare.
Hello everyone. On behalf of iCare, I'd like to thank you for the privilege of being part of today's awards. And I'd like to thank Insurance News and LMI Group for their efforts putting these awards together in a way that we can all safely celebrate despite the global pandemic. This afternoon, we gather in locations and time zones across Australia to recognise the effort and commitment that goes with operating at the coalface of insurance, claims management. 2020 has seen our nation face extraordinary adversity. We started the year with devastating bushfires, which scorched around 18.6 million hectares, destroyed over 5,900 buildings, killed 34 people, and wiped out around 1 billion animals. Then came the flooding rains through New South Wales and Queensland, destroying more property and leaving thousands without power, and closing schools and businesses. And just as we were dusting off the ashes of those two monumental natural disasters, we were hit with COVID-19. It's been an incredibly challenging year for the insurance industry. At iCare, we provide workers' compensation insurance to more than 326,000 public and private sector employees in New South Wales and their 3.6 million employees. In addition, we insure builders and homeowners, provide treatment and care to people severely injured on New South Wales roads, and protect more than 193 billion of New South Wales government assets, including the Sydney Opera House, the Sydney Harbour Bridge, schools and hospitals. We operate in a complex ecosystem and face the same financial, legal and regulatory pressures as commercial insurers. We've also ridden the challenges and disasters this year has thrown up alongside you, and we understand the pressures to not only meet the expectation and needs of customers, but those of the wider community. To all the finalists, you should be incredibly proud of your efforts and those of your teams. We are living through unprecedented times, and it is in these times that you have stepped up to the plate and gone above and beyond to deliver for customers. As insurance providers, we can't stop natural disasters. We can't stop the spread of a viral plague, but we can be there for our customers when they need us. We can be a port in the storm answering their concerns, providing empathetic and user-friendly service when and where they need it. In delivering these things for customers, insurance is elevated from a service to a lifeline. Today, we celebrate those finalists who have delivered to customers through fire, flood, drought, pandemic, and life's everyday accidents and incidents. The finalists for corporate property and casualty are Berkshire Hathaway Specialty Insurance, FM Global, Liberty Specialty Markets, and Zurich Insurance Australia Limited.
And the winner of the corporate property and casualty category is FM Global. A fantastic result for FM Global, who have won this section of the Mansfield Awards for the past 3 years. Last year it won in a tie with Berkshire Hathaway Specialty, but this year there's just one big winner. Congratulations to the FM Global Claims team.
The finalists for this year's Specialty Award are Global Transport Insurance, Interruption Underwriting Agencies, NTI, Rent Cover and Travel Card.
And the winner of the Specialty category is GT Insurance. Well done to the claims team at Global Transport Insurance, who were equal winners with NTI in 2018 and a finalist in 2017, as well as last year. Today they stand alone as the Specialty Claims champions.
Congratulations to all the finalists and winners. Your hard work and commitment during this tumultuous year is an inspiration to us all.
Lord William Murray, whose title is the namesake of the awards, also lent another important component, not just to the awards, but to our industry itself. His 1766 judgment established umberima fide, utmost good faith, the underpinning of our collective industry endeavours and the principle by which these awards are founded. Claims excellence stands on the shoulders of utmost good faith. The very foundation by which insurers and claimants interact is built on this. What constitutes excellence is defined by the lengths undertaken to ensure customer satisfaction. The extra mile is not a standard unit of measure, but a force of will that breaks moulds and creates truly remarkable outcomes for those in times of great need. These achievements need to be celebrated, not just for the acclaim of those responsible, but to create ever higher standards by which we can hold ourselves. Congratulations to all of those, past and present, nominated in the Mansfield Awards.
We're now getting down to the exciting bit with the gold finalist. But before I do, I just wanted to say that why this event came about, why this award came about. It really came as an offshoot from claims comparison and discussing these things with Terry. we realised that there was a myriad of awards out there, but no one was actually recognising anything to do with claims, which is an all-important part of the insurance industry. It really is that test of the promise. The second thing was to drive some positive results. We just kept getting pounded in the media and by the regulators, etc. And we wanted to see some positive change within the industry. And thirdly, we wanted to congratulate the heroes of the industry. I won't keep you in suspense any longer. The finalists for the 2020 Gold Mansfield Awards for Claims Excellence are Allianz, Hollard HCI, Vero and Zurich. And I'm pleased to announce that by the narrowest of margin, because all four were so closely grouped, it was a really tough decision. By the narrowest of margin, this year's winner is Vero. Congratulations, Vero.
Thanks very much on behalf of the Vero Claims team. I'm very happy to accept this year's Gold Award. I represent 250 people across commercial motor, home and corporate and specialty teams who have brought their best they possibly can over the last 12 months in what's been a challenging time for the industry and for claims in particular. At Vero 2 years ago, we set out to execute a strategy around being best to market, delivering a best to market claims service. And for us, this award is great feedback of the progress we've made towards that vision. And rest assured that we will look to try and continue that over the next 12 months. Some thank yous to pass out across the teams. First of all, to our actual team members, as I said, 250 of them who do their best every day. This wouldn't be possible without their support. To the broader Suncorp team, in particular the Vero team, end to end, from distribution, our BDMs, our underwriters, we'll work as one, and that's a strength for us as a combined brand. To our suppliers, our loss adjusters, our builders, our lawyers, and our specialists who are part of that service we provide wouldn't be possible without you. And of course, to our brokers and clients who voted for us. This feedback, as I said before, is invaluable for us in developing our future priorities and providing even better service to you. To the sponsors, Steadfast and to iCare, these awards wouldn't be possible without your support, and we value the support you provide claims as a broader industry. Insurance News and LMI for your support, both of the previous events and this year's virtual event. We all hope that we'll be able to get back face-to-face next year. And finally, Vero's commitment is to remain best in market over the next 12 months. We want your feedback. We want to continue to improve and hope we'll be in the same position next year, albeit in a face-to-face environment.
Thank you for attending the 2020 Mansfield Awards. Sponsored by Steadfast, iCare, Insurance News, and LMI Group. This broadcast will be available shortly after completion to be rewatched and shared. We encourage all to share it via their company and/or personal social media. Congratulations again to everyone who won and who were nominated.